Hello, magical soul, and welcome back to another Magi Monday with myself. My name is Andrea Blythe. I am the traveling Magi of Let Love Rise, and I'm riding solo today. And we are here to talk about the Three of Clubs. So, this is summer season. Summer season is all about exploring what it means to decipher the symbology of the club, because this system, the Magic Card Science system, is based on three essential elements: the suit, the symbology, the number, the numerology, and then there is the astrology that can be read with our connections to one another, and as well as our own soul roadmap. So typically, I'm here with my sidekick, Mama Bear Mare, and she is still doing a little bit of health recovery. So we are just going to chat it out ourselves today. And that's okay because I have so much to share about this card. This is a very potent and powerful card in my soul roadmap as a Four of Spades person. But first, let's find out what the general essence means, and then we'll talk about the birthdays and then how it shows up in your roadmap. So, first and foremost, the symbology of the club as a representative of the summer season is all about our mind. So when you think about our mind, we think about how we communicate with other people. We think about our mindset, the thoughts that we have, the beliefs that we have. Also, our intuitive guidance, really looking through the suit of the clubs can show us where we have intuitive gifts. And what those giftings are represented through their number. So that's really it. Clubs, when I think about clubs, I think about knowledge, learning, communicating, mind, mindset, intuition, everything having to do with what is found in between these two spaces. Now, the number three in and of itself is a very powerful number to know about because it has a real beautiful upside and a real tragic downside. And I say tragic because it is my Pluto card for life. So I'm very aware of the downside of it as well. And what I like to do as your traveling magi, your mystical guidance teacher to your soul roadmap is to help you play into that higher side of the card. So all threes in the deck are known as the creatives in the deck. All kinds of creativity comes through the Three of Hearts, the Three of Clubs, Three of Diamonds, and the Three of Spades. They all are infused with creativity, so much that the Three of Clubs is known as the writer's card. The writer's card, because again, that's how we communicate. And I will already give a one Three of Clubs birthday away, and that is Stephen King is a Three of Clubs birthday. So writing is one way that we communicate. Of course, if you are a Three of Clubs, it doesn't mean that you are destined to be a writer or maybe even that you love writing, but you do have creative soul essence here in this lifetime. And I talked about the downside. So the downside of a three is worry and indecision. And it can even be fear, right? Worry and indecision, fear, like they're not too far apart. And so, what the Three of Clubs person's kind of life path is about taking that worry and that indecision and that fear and channeling it into a creative outlet so that it can release that worry and that fear and instead create something really beautiful and unique. And again, just because it's called the writer's card doesn't mean that you have to do this through writing. However, perhaps that is part of your natural gifting. So let's go ahead and see which birthdays are born naturally of the Three of Clubs. And I just also want to remind you, besides it being your birthday, because this whole system is scientifically based on the solar value of your birth date. Okay. But most people, and I say most because we're coming up on Leo season. So those Leos are very special. And the Scorpios, they have either just one birth card or three birth cards. The rest of the zodiac, we've got two. Think of it as two sides of the same coin. You have your birth card. I'm about to read the birthdays of the Three of Clubs. And then you also have your planetary ruling card. And that has to do with your zodiac sign. So, for example, if you are a Gemini, Three of Clubs, which is May 29th. If you are that Gemini Three of Clubs, then because you're a Gemini, you are ruled by Mercury, and then Mercury is your planetary ruling card in your soul roadmap. That's also how the astrology plays out. This doesn't make any sense to you, just fast forward, it's all right. Or if you would like to know more, please always check the description. You can sign up for a Soul Roadmap Clarity Call just to hear more about your personal cards, or go ahead and sign up for a reading. I would be so happy, particularly if you are in a crossroads right now, if you're in a major transition. To help you keep the worry out of it and access the higher side of the cards that are in your roadmap currently, please go ahead and grab and schedule your roadmap call. Okay, but here we go with the birthdays. As I've already mentioned, May 29th, that is the first of the year that carries this birthday. May 29th, followed by June 27th, July 25th, August 23rd, September 21st, October 19th, November 17th, and December 15th. My dear Sagittarius friend on December 15th, Three of Clubs. Those are the birthdays. But again, you can have this card in a number of other ways. One, like I just said, can be your planetary ruling card. And two, it could just show up in your roadmap. Now, for those of you that are new and maybe don't understand this terminology, what is a soul roadmap? That's where I come in. I am a certified Order of the Magi card counselor and reader of these cards. And what I do is I look at your roadmap based on the solar energy of your birthday, and I can see your lifelong soul roadmap as well as your annual soul roadmap. So every birthday, you get a new roadmap, you get a new hand of cards, and how you play them. Now that's up to you. You always get the choice in how you're going to play your cards. And for me, this card is particularly important because, as I've shared my story with many of you have heard it before, but when I was completely lost, my 20-year marriage was coming to an end, and I was realizing that throughout my marriage, I'd kind of lost. Not kind of. I had lost myself within that as a wife and a mother. I just kind of lost I said kind of again. Be very important with our words are very important. So I'm trying to strike that. But I had lost my sense of who I was. And one of the first steps in my road to recovery that I now see is that a friend of mine introduced me to someone who gave me my first reading. And it was there that I saw my roadmap for the first time. And one of the cards in my lifetime roadmap is the Three of Clubs. And it is in a very important position. If you go back to previous recordings of that I've done for you for the Magi, you will hear me talk about your Pluto card. Your Pluto card. We have a Pluto card for our life, and we have a Pluto card every year. Now, if you really want to get nerdy on it, I can do 7-year readings. I can look at 7-week readings and even your 7-day readings. And we have a Pluto card for every one of those. But really, when it is your lifetime card, like this is here to change your life, to evolve you, to grow you in some way. And mine just happens to be the writer's card. And what's interesting about that is I have been somebody who has journaled my entire life. I have journals going back to seriously like second grade. And, they were about my brother and how much he bugged me and how his friends picked on me and stuff like that. But doesn't matter. The point being, I've always had a practice of writing. And these days, like this summer, I'm leading people through the artist's way. Which has a very beautiful practice that I embraced about 3 years ago called the morning pages. It's all about writing, just first thing in the morning, just downloading like whatever's on your brain, just like bleh, just to put it all out there. And that process comes very naturally to me. And I think a big part of it is because I realize that the writer's journey is a part of my soul growth. Not only that, but in 2021, I started a blog. called Let Love Rise. And that blog then went on to really transform the entire life that I now lead. The blog and writing the stories of my own grief journey and processing through that and sharing it publicly just unlocked something in me that took me out of my passion for teaching high school French and into my passion for sharing this mystical wisdom and storytelling in the way that I do it now. And so I see this writer's card as truly the card that is here to shape and evolve me and to grow and to stretch me as a four of spades person in this lifetime. And now, of course, I am using it and I am playing this card in a very literal sense. I'm literally rewriting my story as the stories that I share on my blog and the book that I'm eventually going to write. But that is just one way to see it. This card in a roadmap can just indicate where it is heading, where it is pointing you, in which direction you are being led. And then you get to choose how to play it. Because the other thing that I could have happened, after my divorce and after my reading and seeing that I have this writer's card as my Pluto card, is I could have just like spun in indecision and worry, because I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of that comes with a divorce. It's like, how am I gonna do this on my own? I've got three teenagers and blah, blah, blah. I could have gone into a real dark space, but instead I chose to channel my pain in a very creative outlet. And this is, again, even before I knew that this was part of my design, part of my roadmap. And that's what's so amazing with the more readings that I do for people, the more I just hear people being like, wow, that is just such confirmation of kind of where I'm already at or what I was doing. And it might even just give like a little, I'm seeing the Wonder Woman stance, just a little bit of empowerment to the journey that you're on and how these cards really do in a very mystical way guide you and lead you. And so for further support, that's where I come along. I'm your Glinda the Good Witch, just pointing you back in line with your soul roadmap. And I do that through readings. I have a fabulous retreat happening at the end of summer in Mount Shasta, where I will be there live with some amazing soul activators, where we are going to use this mystical wisdom of the soul roadmap to guide you back into claiming your power that you were born into, what is authentically yours, to really own it and then activate the gifts that come with your card. All of these cards have their own karma. The karma of the Three of Clubs is both the Five of Diamonds and the King of Diamonds. Has an incredible business sense, this card, incredible ability to create avenues of abundance by using their mind creatively. By, the King of Diamonds, we haven't got into the diamonds yet, but the King is the master of finances and the master of values. And that Five of Diamonds just wants to kind of shake things up and do something independently, probably. Fives are very much like, I'm gonna do it my way, very entrepreneurial. Would be a great way to channel the energy of their karma cards. But that is just one example of just seeing your karma cards and how they assist you, what you're learning and what you bring in with you, and then understanding your Pluto card and how it's designed to help you. One more thing on that, besides the retreats that I lead, I do also have a workshop coming up. I don't do them all the time, but this summer, because I am doing one of my favorite soul-inspired book, The Artist's Way, I am leading a workshop called Write Your Warrior Goddess Story. Information is going to be coming out soon. If you want to dive into using some journal prompts and, of course, music and the Magi to really excavate what's your origin story. Who is this higher version of yourself who I call the warrior goddess? We'll put information in the description here as well, but that will be happening on July 17th. So save the date for that if you'd like to do a little writing and have some fun with me on in that workshop. But real quick, I'm just going to wrap up with some birthdays. I've already given the dates, and I've already shared that Stephen King is one of the writers' cards birth dates. The fabulous Bill Murray is also a three of clubs, as is Danny DeVito, Matt LeBlanc, quite a few actors here are in there. JFK was a three of clubs. He was a three of clubs Gemini. So I think he's a three of clubs, three of spades, a double three, very creative person. And yeah, Stephen King, like I named, those were some. Ross Perot, Bob Hope. I mean, there's lots. By the way, I get a lot of the birthdays. I could do a Google search, or this is by my teacher, Robert Lee Camp. It's called Love Cards, and it's got lots of great next step information for anybody who wants to know more about the Magi. Another way to learn more about the Magi is to join me in the Joyful Soul Circle. We meet every Wednesday morning, and it is a time to come together. During the summer, we are just activating our creative mind, creative channels, and understanding ourselves through our soul roadmaps, and really looking at our mindset and what are the things that propel us forward towards being the co-creator, the creator of the life of our dreams, and what holds us back. What are the fears and the limiting beliefs that, we can let go of? We don't need to carry stuff around. Just because we always have doesn't mean we always have to, right? We can create new patterns. So I thank you so much for listening to this short and sweet message on the Three of Clubs. It happens to be not just my Pluto card, but it is also my 52-day planetary card right now, which just feels so aligned as I'm leading through the artist's way. And it is my Venus card, and Venus rules over our creativity as well. So just love it when it all works out like that. If you would like to know more, please leave a comment. You can always share your birthday. I would be happy to let you know your birthday. You can sign up for a clarity call with me to just get your cards and hear a little bit more about it. Or there is that roadmap. And of course, la pièce de résistance is to come join me live either in a workshop on July 17th or better yet, in Mount Shasta, August 28th to September 1st, where I am hosting the Rising of the Warrior Goddesses retreat, 5-day transformational experience. I would love to have you there if you're feeling like your soul is being called. If you have a dream and it's in your heart, let's make it a reality. Let's use the mystical wisdom. Let's use our minds and let's look for the solutions, the possibilities. Thank you so much for being here today. As always, if you enjoyed this, please share it with somebody who you think it might be especially meaningful for. Maybe if they are a Three of Clubs person themselves. And be sure to subscribe if you would like to get notifications when new recordings come out, new little video messages. I will be back next Magi Monday with the Clarity of Thought card. I'm looking for it, the Four of Clubs. I will see you then. Until then, here's to love, joy, and creativity in the journey. Namaste. Have a namaste.